Hello mates, how you doing? Welcome again to the mechanical ventilation course for dummies. So I'm at home and I hope you are also at home because we have this pandemic situation around us. Okay, after the first videos we think, Mireia and I, that we have to remember two important concepts. Come on to the whiteboard. So one concept is the compliance, the second concept is the resistance. Okay, and for helping me to explain these two very interesting concepts and to try to monitoring these concepts in the ventilator, I have here our simulator, and as you can see here we have two lungs, test lungs, simulating two lungs, and we have here the bulb. With this bulb we can simulate, increase or decrease the resistance. With these devices, so we can compress the lungs in order to decrease the compliance. So this is very interesting because this is absolutely the same that we have when we try to study the respiratory system. In the respiratory system, we can summarize the respiratory system in this simple picture. One, we have here the airways, and the airways, the flow through these airways depends on the resistance, and the resistance depends on the radius to the power 4 and the length of this airway. This is the resistance, or this is the airway, and the airway influence in the resistance. And we have here the alveoli. The alveoli, we summarize the other part of the respiratory system in the alveoli, but you should keep in mind that we have two different parts, the chest wall and the lung. But for this class is enough to only think in the alveoli. And the alveoli, we have here the wall of the alveoli, and this wall of the alveoli, the parenchyma of the lung, modifies the compliance, or in other words, the compliance depends on this parenchyma of the lung. If we have here a thicker wall, this compliance decreases. If we have here an obstruction, like in an asthmatic patient, for example, we have an increase in the resistance. In order to better understand these two concepts, I have here two different things. So I have a globe and I have a bottle. It's a cider bottle, which is typical in my region in Asturias, in the north of Spain. Okay, if we try to fill this globe, and I can compress the globe with my fingers here, I need to do pressure with my mouth, with my lungs, like this. Okay, and I can inflate this globe, and this inflation depends on two characteristics: the resistance made by my fingers and the characteristics of the wall of this globe. And if I want to have inside of the globe, for example, 20 centimeters of water, we need a time to increase this pressure inside of the globe. This, I open brackets, this is another concept. This is the time constant concept. I will review these concepts in another video. So now I want to increase the pressure inside of this bottle, but with the same way. So with my mouth, I do the same exercise. Okay, I can feel the bottle very quickly because the compliance of the bottle is very, very low. It's just a bottle of, and this bottle has a very, very low compliance. On the contrary way, the globe has a very big compliance. And I need more time to fill the globe and to increase the pressure up to one particular level. In this case, for example, 25 centimeters of water. So, in other words, we have these two concepts, compliance and resistance, and from a practical point of view, the compliance is the relation in between the volume and the pressure. Which kind of volume? The tidal volume. And the pressure is those pressure which is directly related to the static properties of the respiratory system. This is the difference in between the plateau pressure and the peak pressure. Both measured under static conditions. So measured with or performing inspiratory hold and expiratory hold, as we previously mentioned in the previous videos. This is another pressure which we can review in the pressure time curve in the volume control. And the difference in between the plateau pressure and the peak pressure reflects the resistance, which is the relationship in between the pressure and the flow. The flow is directly related to the resistance. If we don't have flow, we never can have resistance. And this pressure is the difference in between the peak pressure and the plateau pressure, and this is the flow. And here I forget to clarify this pressure, which is the plateau pressure minus the peak pressure. So these are the two concepts, compliance and resistance, and we can measure the both concepts, the both variables with our ventilator, measuring the tidal volume, the plateau pressure, the peak pressure, and the peak pressure, the total peak pressure, and the flow. So thank you very much, and we will review these concepts in the ventilator in another video. Bye bye, mates!